Hello everyone, welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I'm your host Chris. Welcome back to another video for Season 1 of The Flash. This is episode, what episode is this? Let's see. This is episode 6. Wow, episode 6 already. And this one was entitled The Flash is Born. That's right, The Flash is Born. And another solid episode. The villain we had in this episode was all about bullies. Okay, a bully from Barry Allen's past is unfortunately was affected by the particle accelerator as well as Barry. I mean, what are the odds of that? But and it turns out that it's like his childhood school bully that that unfortunately it had this happen to him, who was affected by the Speed Force, or not the Speed Force, oh god, the particle accelerator, and that character is Tony Woodward, and the character, his like superhero name, or not, it would be superhero, but super villain's name is Girder. That's what know him as in the comic book is Girder. They actually say the name Girder, but they named the like the dummy thing that Cisco made. They named it Girder. So, yeah, very cool. But we see that he's pretty pretty powerful guy. Anyway, so he has this now ability to like be like iron or steel or whatever. Um, but I know in the comics he's kind of like a different type of design. He has like a beard. He's got a beard, and the metal. It's like riveted metal or something. I mean, this one he kind of looks like Colossus from like X-Men a little bit. But I mean, it's fine for me. I mean, I'm not worried about that too much, but I can see why they did that. It's a little easier to work with, I guess. Um, but yeah, I mean, this guy's kind of a jerk. He's kind of a jerk anyway. Um, but we got to see in this episode. Last episode, we got to see Barry do all these amazing things, like go over 600 miles an hour, run on water. Now this episode, he even pushed himself even further, over 800 miles an hour, Mach 1, and he does the Mach punch, which is something from the comics as well. He keeps upping his game all the time, and when are we going to get to see him, just going cosmic and going back in time and all that? Maybe eventually. It's going to be a slow burn, I think, but they're not going to unveil too much about him too fast. We want to spread it out over 20 episodes, one season, and then we'll go on from there. But we see. In this episode, we got to see Iris. He keeps visiting Iris now more and more as the Flash, and it basically almost like a Superman thing, like coming to see Lois Lane all the time. I mean, now he's rushing to see Iris and telling her to stop writing about me, stop writing about me, um, and it is not really working. It's not working, obviously. And Tony Woodward doesn't like it too much, and he ends up kidnapping Iris. Um, and we see how that worked out. We see how that worked out. Barry wins in the end, but he was risking like breaking every bone in his body doing the Mach punch. But he did it. I mean, he was angry enough that he did it, and very cool. Very cool to see that. Another cool thing, we see Joe still working on trying to find out who killed Barry's mom, and digging deeper and deeper and deeper. That he goes, and he needs help, so he goes to see Dr. Wells, and he said, "I need your help," but it was like a hidden agenda. He actually suspects Wells, and it basically comes out that he didn't really need his help. He actually suspects him, and and Wells just kind of like was like kind of like, oh, okay, go check out this the background. I think it was like his wife or something that ended up dying. Um, I forget her name. Correct, let me know, guys, because I forget what her name was. Harrison Wells' wife. I mean, Joe finds it out and finds out what happened, and it basically takes him off the trail. Suspecting Wells, and I think that might have been maybe him doing that on purpose to try to get him off the case. Even though Joe said, he's still on the case, he's still not going to give up. He's still going to try to find out who did this. And Wells is like, "Wow, you're still going to pursue this, okay?" So it surprises him a little bit, but and then we see, that at the end. That at the end, I mean, I want to hit on that. I want to touch on that before I forget. The ending. I mean, we see the yellow flash. I mean, who it could be. I mean, some are saying that it could be Zoom, and so I mean, is that Wells? That's the question. Is that Wells in the yellow suit? We see the red and yellow streaks in there. I mean, is it possible that it's Zoom from the future and maybe a future Flash as well, and they're both entangled in that whirlwind of red and yellow? And maybe the Flash saved Joe. Maybe they went back in time. They both went back in time, and they're fighting it out in that whirlwind. And he saves Joe, but in the meantime, Zoom gets the evidence and gets out of there. Who knows? I mean, it's just speculation right now. I mean, could it be someone? Could it be them from the future coming back to the past, or could it be someone in the actual present time doing that? I mean, it couldn't be the Flash doing that, because he doesn't really know how to do that yet. So, I mean, it could be the whoever the yellow streak is, Zoom or whatever, Reverse Flash, whatever. Maybe he's coming back to the past. I mean, or it could be somebody just totally from the present. I mean, it's a lot of speculation, but it's neat to think about. But we see that the knife is in Iris, the picture of Iris, and it's just like, stop investigating. And apparently, right after, he's telling Harrison Wells that he's still going to pursue this and blah, 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 and he's trying to look into this, and then all of a sudden, he's being attacked by this yellow streak. So, very cool to find. I can't wait to find out who this is. But this will come to a head eventually this season. But it's just speculation. You guys need to tell me, in the comments, what do you guys think it could be, or who it could be, or what's happening. But also, again, Tony Woodward, before I forget, Tony Woodward, they put him down in the particle accelerator chamber thing, and they just shut him in. It's just like, wow, how are they going to feed that guy? I mean, I don't know how that works. Like, how is he going to eat and do whatever, in that chamber? But, they're starting to get a collection down there. But also, we see Eddie Thrawn in this episode. We've seen Eddie Thrawn in this episode more than probably any episode of the season yet. Other episodes, he was just like a few lines, and then he was out. I mean, this episode, he was just like, he was hanging around with Barry. They were going on this mission. They were tracking down this Tony Woodward character, and they're boxing. They're punching the bag, and he tells Barry, he was threatened by him with Iris, and this whole thing, and it's kind of creepy. So, who knows how that will work out? I mean, Iris is still not telling Eddie Thrawn that she's been around with the Flash and doing all this stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see, when that all comes out. I mean, how maybe his obsession will get, or because Iris is kind of swooning over the Flash right now, and then he calls up, and she's talking to the Flash, and she just like shuts him down on the phone, just like ignore. So, and she's not even telling him about the Flash at all. So, who knows how that's going to work out, and how that obsession will come out, and then he'll find out, it's Barry Allen, and because he said he was threatened by him anyway. So, there's something brewing there too. But we see Iris blogging. She's blogging away. She's blogging away, and then they come up with the name The Flash, and they finally use the name in the episode. So far this season, The Flash, and now it's going to catch on. So that's very cool as well. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's a solid episode. It didn't really have too many negatives at all. Just the Colossus resemblance, that's about it. But yeah, guys, yeah, that's it for me. A solid episode. We're coming down to the crossover episode that's be coming up in like a couple weeks or so. That's going to be very cool indeed. I can't wait for that. I think that's on the 2nd of December, but we still got next week, and then we got the crossover episode, so that's going to be cool, and I hear a lot of good things about the crossover episode, so can't wait for that. But yeah, guys, comment below. Let me know what you think of this episode and everything that I mentioned. Yeah, but also like and subscribe. Appreciate the support. But that's it for me, guys. Be back next week for another episode of The Flash. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.